Hi, I'm Dora Robbins, Offsite Program Coordinator here at Shell Point, and today I'm here with Jeannie Veldman from Isings Travel, and we're going to talk about some new additions on her Epic Journeys collection. So, Jeannie, Holland America's newest ship is March 31st. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Sure. We're taking off on the brand new ship of Holland America, the new Statendam. Coming out the end of 2018, we're going to be cruising on March the 31st to the Eastern Caribbean. Ports of call? Ports of call will include Half Moon Cay, Grand Turk, St. Thomas, and San Juan.
So tell me a little more about the special musical opportunities that are going to be on this trip.
Well, New Statendam is wonderful. They have built the ship with a musical theme. So right off the top, they have this great little stage presentation concert they put on a couple of times during the cruise called Lincoln Stage. It's a classical music presentation. It's one of the most popular additions to the cruise opportunity or experience on board the ship. They also have B.B. King, so if you're into jazz, they have that theater as well with great presentations on that. And then they have something called Billboard on Board, which is more like sitting around the piano with a marvelous musician who will play anything you request for them. So it's a great addition to their fleet. Now, of course, included on every cruise is the main dining room, and in this case, the Lidl Marketplace, which is the more informal buffet dining room. But they've come out with some great new restaurants that are pay-as-you-go. So there's the Pinnacle Grill, which is a Pacific Northwest inspired steakhouse. There's the Tamarind, which is an Asian cuisine specialty. There's Rudy's Selle de Mer, which is a French Mediterranean a la carte restaurant. So some very great, wonderful additions to the ship.
So what are some of the luxurious accommodations this ship has?
Well, most of our folks are going to be interested in the balcony rooms or the veranda rooms or the ocean view rooms, the ones with the windows. They're spacious, they're well appointed, and there's nothing more fun than being on a brand new ship with all crisp linens and crisp amenities on board the ship.
Your next trip is Norwegian Coastal Midnight Sun Cruise. Tell us a little bit about this. This sounds pretty interesting.
Well, what's fascinating about this, it's the new ship from Holland again. It's the new Statendam. And it's a one-off trip or cruise that goes up the coast of Norway and cruises the North Cape during the time of the midnight sun. Kent Kaufman is our particular staff member and your concierge cruise manager that will be on board with you.
And this is June 7th to the 23rd.
It is indeed, which means our 90-plus degree heat, you'll get away with a wonderful opportunity to have wonderful mid-50s to mid-60s temperatures and get away from the heat. Yep. But what's also special, two more items, it goes to the fjords and cruises inside some of the most magnificent fjords that have been created by the glaciers as they receded in the Ice Age. Then they also continue and go all the way to the North Cape, to Honningsvåg. This is special because this is the one time of year where you have midnight sun cruising, meaning there is daylight 24 hours a day.
That's pretty neat. So July 17th through the 27th, it's the Grand Canadian Rockies Rail to Vancouver. That's a pretty nice trip. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Very special. We have, again, our premium tour manager, Kent, going along with you and making sure everything is perfect for you on this trip. We'll fly into Calgary. Well, during the trip, we'll spend a total of 3 nights in Banff and Banff National Park. We'll visit the Banff Springs, which is the Canadian Pacific Hotel that was built almost like a palace. We will explore the park itself, and then we continue from there. We'll have 2 nights at the Chateau Lake Louise. Those who know that is again a grand hotel built on the lake shoreline of Lake Louise, an emerald lake. And while we're there, we're going to explore Yoho National Park. This is a very, very scenic trip. We'll then transition and transfer on the Icefields Parkway with glaciers all along the way, all the way up to Jasper. And we'll make a stop en route at the Athabasca Glacier, where we have a special experience with a ride on a snow coach on the glacier itself. Once we get to Jasper, we have 2 nights in Jasper. We'll explore Jasper National Park. Now you have to imagine the beautiful forest, the emerald green lakes, the tremendous Rocky Mountains in this whole area. And during one of our experiences there, we'll have a cruise on one of these lakes called Malign Lake with a little island in the center they call Spirit Island.
And these trips with the extended stay, that's nice because they have extra time to see.
We're not
more.
Rushing. We always, a key signature of what we do is extra night stays in every place we go, 2 and 3 night stays. Then comes the highlight of the trip. It's the Rocky Mountaineer. That's the train experience that takes you from the Canadian Rockies through the Canadian Rockies with an overnight en route, ending on the coastline in Vancouver, with special dome car sightseeing and special meal service along the way. A great rail experience. We'll end with 2 nights in Vancouver with touring in Stanley Park and Chinatown and this unique city in Canada before returning home.
Wow, they sound like some awesome trips.
Great trip, yeah.
Good. So I see you're taking a trip to the Great Lakes and Niagara Falls, a small luxury cruising ship.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun.
This is special. This was actually recommended from a Shell Point resident, and it's really taken off very, very, very well received. This is a Great Lakes cruise, very unusual. It's aboard the Pearl Mist, which is a luxury cruise ship, a small ship, only 100 and so passengers, which is special, large accommodations. We'll fly into Chicago first and spend a night, so we get a little chance to explore some of the wonderful dining in Chicago, a wonderful cruise up the river on an architectural cruise of Chicago, very, very special. Then we board the ship itself, and we'll cruise from Chicago. We'll go to Michigan and go to Muskegon and Holland, Michigan. We'll cruise to the very north part of that mitten of Michigan on Lake Michigan and do Mackinac Island. Now, you know Mackinac is the place where they don't have any motorized vehicles. They have the iconic Grand Hotel, a gorgeous port stop, and then we continue to Sault Ste. Marie, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, and at the end of our cruise, we added an extra overnight in Niagara Falls. That's nice. So we'll have the experience of Niagara Falls and the Maid of the Mist cruise boat that gets right up to the falls. Yep, this will be a nice, wonderful chance for those who've been there again to have a little nostalgia, and those who haven't to get to see this magnificent cruise. So join us on the trip. There's very few cabins still remaining. There are 3 singles and 3 doubles left, and this far out, because it's a small ship, it books early. So get in as quickly as possible.
If you're interested in any of these trips, you can call 1-800-562-7672, or you can get a flyer from any of the concierge desks, whether it's the Island, Woodlands, or at the club. Jeannie, thanks for coming today and sharing all of your trips with us.
It's my pleasure, Dora, and hope to continue to give wonderful experience to the Shell Point guests as we have for the last 12 years.
Great.
Thank you.